Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's defend Blaine together. Okay, so I don't like that we're having to defend Blaine. I just want to spend a second on the screen with everybody. Hi, we love having you here. I feel like Regina is being portrayed in this case as being a, you know, a once bitten, twice shy kind of thing, but also a fool me once, you know, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And so she's going, Lily, you've already had your fool me once. We've already agreed together that Blaine is no good for you and he should be gone. Mm-hmm. So you're in the fool me twice, now it's shame on you. So I am going to put shame on you. And instead of Lily being able to pivot the conversation in any way at all, because she doesn't have the wherewithal, the comfort, the, you know, confidence to do so, what she needs to do is just try and defend her choices.
Right.
And this is uncomfortable to me. Not because I'm going, I feel so deeply for Lily, but because, again, in this story, this is a very uncomfortable situation between the two of them of going, there's so much text and subtext of an abused, walked upon, you know, misused person that I just don't feel comfortable with it.
However, I will say something in defense of Regina.
Yes.
Okay, this is the only thing that I really have. Okay, and I'm not saying what she's doing is okay. Part of my thing though is that it kind of makes sense to me because she doesn't know Lily. Uh-huh. None of these characters actually really know each other well at all. Regina barely knows Blaine. Blaine barely knows Regina. Lily barely actually knows Regina as well. Like, all of these characters, like Lily barely knows Luke, Lily barely knows Rachel. There is a huge whirlwind, a tornado of lack of communication between all of these characters. Uh-huh. They haven't had any other conversations on screen. They haven't had any other conveyances of information to each other. We don't even know how much Lily has ever discoursed, and it doesn't, in my opinion, sound like she's ever discoursed to Regina about her own history and her own past, which seems weird to me if you're gonna go, you're my friend now, let us now just be friends and never talk.
Right?
You know?
So I think my friend's making a really good point here, and I think that's, for me, it's always important to have more than one person, you know, for me personally in a Let's Play, because I get stuck on single train of thoughts really hard.
Yes.
And as I say, and it is, like, more than we don't know Luke, we don't know Regina. We've spent even less time with Regina than we have with Luke.
Yes.
And a lot of it has been on a professional basis, even though she's been open to us and willing to be present and does seem invested in our success. There is a level of, we're not close friends. Nope. So her going, look, girl, I thought you were getting your life together is reasonable, and going, I already told you this once. I don't want to have to basically deal with it again. Even if it's not friendly. She's not obligated to be friendly. What I don't like is that Lily's like, we need to, oh no. Oh no. She really did. He bowled her over in that one statement of people can change, and she just took the bait. Even though she continues to have posture and hesitance that suggests huge red flags going out for her, she's going, but that's what he said, and he needs to be right. Right? Because he's already out logicked me. He's already out reasoned me. I have no ground to stand on because I have no one else to support my position. He's
pivoted so far into the manipulation tree that Lily doesn't know how to get out right now.
And there is a tool called the conversational pivot, where someone can go for the same point, and then when you go, well, no, but that doesn't work. I know how this works. They pivot to another, basically sort of like another logical fallacy, but one that, you know, you may not be able to rebuff.
Yes.
And so they just move to another piece. Oh, but what about this point?
They keep changing their goalposts, as it were, in regards to the conversation. And it's very frustrating to interact with.
So you're like, I got to the goalpost. This is the goal. I got the ball in. They're like, no, the goalpost is actually way back here.
And you're like, what?
You're like, oh.
We can't even now have a conversation because all you're doing is just trying to make sure no matter what, you're always right.
And since it's exhausting for me to try and win against no matter what, you're always right, you're always right.
All
right.
Pretty much.
He's changed, okay? He's different. I
can't believe you. It's been like 2 weeks since you saw him last.
Thank you, Regina, for sticking with timelines. Okay, something I really like about this game. So we had a lovely question from Liana. at one point of going, what do you like about this game that you have otherwise burned the hell out of, okay?
Yeah.
And it was in reference to My Mystic Dragons, and it was a very fair question. And there was a lot of things that we really did like about the game, even as it was a dumpster fire in some areas.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Okay, and the thing is I want to say that I like that there is a clear timeline in here.
Yes.
Like, it's really, canonically, we know exactly which day we're on, we know how many days we have. We might have a vacuous expanse of missing information and incontinuity in so many other places. Lacking in continuity. In so many other places. But in this one case, not only do the characters seem to be aware of time for the most part, let's just put Karen on the other shelf for whatever that is,
right.
but that there is a really clear linear timeline here, and we know exactly how much time has passed.
Yes.
And that she is aware of it, so I like that.
Yes.
I know, but...
if I could just...
And he does, you're right, he can interject in
I told you,
conversation
anytime he wants. I hope Regina bites his head off.
She's gonna say, no, you cannot.
Shut up, Stringbean! You don't get to talk. You're not supposed to be here, and I don't like you.
And you were not invited into this conversation, which is the operative thing here.
Yes.
And I feel like that is the operative thing, in fact, of going, we specifically walked away from you to have a conversation without you. And then you came over and went, let me contribute to, this is a private conversation. We may not have left completely your field of vision and gone into a room where we closed the door, but you were not invited in. So in this case, you don't get a say.
And also in this particular case as well, just in case he can actually hear them, guess what? He still doesn't get to have a part of this conversation either, because this is clearly between Regina and Lily.
Sometimes your managers walk over there and you can still hear them from the station you're working at, and they're not trying to hide what they're saying. You're just not a part of the conversation.
Yes, exactly.
And like, I'm just using a work reference because those are the most that I have. Like, the most social I've had in my life in groups has actually been in jobs. It really has. Like, that's honest. So there we go.
It's true.
Oh, there we are. We really are defending Blaine. Regina is pissed. Like, her anger meter is up there. And Lily is not accessing it at all. So again, I'm just going to dig into, this is a really strong abuse narrative, and someone going, but I'm familiar with these behaviors. I've spent years, that term everyone likes to use, building this castle.
Yes.
And so it's really easy to just walk back into it because I know where all the stairs are, I know where all the rooms are, I know where all the doors are. And even if I'm uncomfortable there, even if it hurts me, I know what to expect.
Yes.
Now, he's told me he's being nice. He's told me what the rules are and what's going on here. He's even invited me for wine and let me wind down and act like friends with him, which he's pushed me into, but nonetheless, that's what's happened.
Yes.
And so he's being nice, okay? You can't just yell at him.
I surely the hell can.
Thank you. The thing is it's true. She is a professional who is also a guest on your property. She's invited as a friend and a professional. And again, she has had... There is this experience of she went to have a private conversation with you that both of you functionally seem to understand, and all three of you seem to, based on the distance between you.
Right.
And then he came in, and she's going, you can't just yell at him. And she's like, yes, I can. Actually, I've been angry at him. I don't know him. I'm not obligated to be polite to him. Now, in the general sense of people and humans, be polite to each other. But she's like, I'm not required. He's been hurting this person that is my new baby friend.
Yes.
And while we might not be all that close and we might have our sticking points, I feel like we are going to be okay in general. I feel like we're not a bad match friendship-wise. And you know what? I could yell at him because he's an asshole and hurting you.
Right? After a few weeks, I thought I knew you, but apparently I don't know you at all.
I thought you were stronger than that, which I don't like that this is a dig, but I do understand why Regina's so angry.
Yes.
Like, there's mixed feelings on this going, what she's doing, I don't feel like it's wrong from her perspective at all.
Yeah, I totally get why she's angry.
And she's exacerbated, she's overwhelmed, she's frustrated, and there's also a strong level of defensiveness that can come in here, which I've actually seen in my friend Scandal before, where sometimes someone who is hurting you in your life, they're like, why will you not get rid of that person? Because I see them hurting you so often, and I want it to stop because it hurts me to see you hurt.
Yes.
Now, it is not their job to fix it, but I appreciate that they feel it.
Yes. Hi. You just rolled over for this trash bag of a man the second I wasn't around. What happened to new Lily?
Now, in this case, I feel like she's also being reasonable here, going, Lily herself said, I want to turn over a new leaf.
Yeah, she
did. And while Lily can change her mind, that's the last information that Regina had. And the last information that Regina had was, I don't want to be with Blaine. Blaine is a scumbag. I want to be as far away from him as possible, and I'm making a new me, and continually Lily going, this is the new me.
So, I'm also, though, having a kind of mild problem here. Number one, I'm starting to feel, and this is my perception, so I apologize.
Again,
I feel like
fine.
what I'm running into is the angry black woman trope.
Yes.
One. And number two, also, the knowledgeable, reasonable black woman who's going to help save their white friend from their own stupid.
The wise black woman who knows the answer to things and is going to,
Yeah, no, so I'm frustrated on one level because I feel like, again, I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't happen, because sometimes, again, culturally, you do have a different experience in regards to black communities versus white communities, just hands down. Now, they're going to be, as far as I understand, more similar when everybody's super poor, but in regards to that, still, you do, as far as I know, black communities are still much closer to each other compared to white communities. So, I get this angry, sort of tough love kind of thing, but I'm also like, yes, Lily is literally in a different space and also is so damaged in her way. I feel like Regina is doing nothing but hurting, even though what she's doing in her lashing out of trying to access her new friend is just simply pushing her away more. And it's very difficult.
I feel all of that, and I see that, and also the trope kind of bothers me. On the other hand, there's no reason that people of color cannot be as angry as they want to be.
Oh, yeah!
But again,
tone policing is completely... That's the other thing that I was like, good job, because, she's like, no, I am allowed to get angry. You cannot tell me when to shut up, because also I know this man has hurt you, and I'm tired of it, and he's not supposed to be in on this conversation.
And he's pushing his way into everything you do.
Yes.
He's not being invited in. He's not asking if he can be invited in. He's just shoving his way in.
Pretty much.
And the thing is the other thing I think I would like to mention here is that I might have just lost my point. No. Let's see. But I was just thinking
Regina's
about
anger.
Okay, in reference to Regina's past and what we know about Regina. So if you go back to the Easter event, and if anyone hasn't seen it, that gives so much context for Regina's family life and the way she's used to having the mature adult men in her life that are direct family behave.
Yes.
That her behavior makes total sense here of going, you cannot take shit from men. All men are babies, even when they're octogenarians.
Right.
And while they still have their own merits and they're capable, you really have to tell them what to do, because that is her experience with men.
Yes.
Canonically, based on that Easter event, the two of the oldest, most influential men in her life that have been around since she was a little kid for the same Easter tradition, one of them being her grandfather, have this behavior of being absolute, and I no offense to 2-year-olds in reference to dealing with any of their emotional expression and issues.
Yes.
And also the way they built relationships with each other. Their friendship fell completely apart due to a minor incident because they wouldn't express themselves, except for in backhanded, stupid, whiny, passive aggressiveness.
Yes.
And so for her behavior, I feel like that Easter event adds so much to context for her doing this.
It really does. I'm still disappointed that Regina didn't really get to have her experience there, but as well here, I'm really glad actually that her voice is coming out more of going, no, I am uncomfortable, this is not okay. Yeah. Kind of thing. I appreciate that.
Yep, so all that.
And you even lied to me about him. Unbelievable!
And going, you could have just said and been like, Regina, I'm having a problem with Blaine and I don't want you to get angry. So one of the really big things...
Or you just start the conversation with, hey, I have a sensitive thing. So this is a tool you guys can all use yourselves. If you have something that you need to talk to somebody about, and sometimes even where you go, I don't know how to say this in a sensitive way, I don't know how to bring this up, whatever your reasoning is, if you preface it with that, even if it's I really need you to be on your point right now, I really need you to be paying attention to me, because I have this need to have a conversation with somebody about something very serious or whatever it might be.
And that might not have been a good way to say it for me. My friend is actually right here, but I was just trying to get it out quickly.
Oh, please.
This experience of prepping your friend for I've got a sensitive topic. I understand you're going to have your emotional experience, but I'd appreciate if you could try and be come from a supportive angle right now, because I'm feeling stupid and vulnerable.
Right.
And just letting someone know, look, I'm already cowed on this issue. I don't know what to do about it. I feel stuck. I appreciate that you might get angry or feel it's stupid. I'm angry and I feel it's stupid, but I'd also like to share it with you and see if I can find support and or commiseration and or anything.
Yes.
And so that kind of prepping, whatever words you need to use and whatever words are familiar to you and the person you're talking with, trying to let them know. Even in professional circumstances, I've used it a lot as a manager there's something I need to talk to you about and it may not be comfortable. Yes. Let's just hold off until the end. Kind of thing, and then you can have your experience kind of thing, or hi, I need to talk to you about something. It's going to sound bad at the beginning, but I need you to hear me all the way out.
Yes.
And that actually stops a lot of people who would be like, you're like, so you've been doing bad at this thing. And they go, oh my God, such and such and the other. But if you tell them basically what it's going to be and that you want to get the whole thing out, so many people are willing to listen and can go, you've told me that you expect me to blow up about this. So I'm going to hang on, because sometimes even out of defiance of going, I'm not going to blow up. You told me I was going to.
Right?
You know, I mean, like.
Reverse psychology, it is a thing.
Sometimes it really does work. All right. And she's just going to leave, isn't she?
I'm out of here. Have fun with barefoot hot mesa.
Hot mesa?
Hot mesa? I don't know what that is. Unless that's literally her trying to do a pun.
Which I was going to say, a pun of what, though? That's what I was trying to connect it to something.
Are we trying to do, like... Are we trying to do Ave of some kind? So African-American... yeah, the language that I'm like... And again, that's totally fine. But I'm also like, is that what you're trying to do? Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Hi.
I don't know. Regina.
Don't call me again. I'm done working for you.
Okay, that's a little intense.
That is a little much.
On the other hand, again, she's like working relationship right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, poor thing.
Cry a lot. With
on Blaine?
Blaine gets to cry a lot, or are you going to cry a lot on Blaine? Okay, I'm uncomfortable.
I am uncomfortable with this as well.
What is the point of this arc? What is this supposed to do for the reader?
Are you okay?
No, I am not okay. No. She's my best friend, and I hurt her.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, you did. Actually, I did. I lied to her. I said I hadn't heard from you since you left last time.
If you can't be honest with your friend without her freaking out, then maybe she really isn't your friend.
So you're gonna gaslight me on this?
You are still a manipulative fuck.
Oh my God, that is so uncomfortable. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
If you can't be honest with your friend without her freaking out, going, oh, well, you were perfectly rational, Lily. In the space that you are vulnerable now, let me show that I support you and you're being rational. But clearly she was the irrational one, so you can connect to me again based on the manipulative language and very careful choice of words that I've put forth to you. Maybe she isn't really your friend. Not you did anything wrong. Clearly, she's just, a fake friend. I'm here for you. That is dark.
That is super dark.
I don't... How am I going to finish all of this without her?
You don't need her. I can help. Oh,
What?
I'm afraid.
You can't... Wait.
I'm serious. I'm not a master woodworker, but I know I can help.
You just called her a master woodworker.
Yeah, no kidding. The important thing is just that you finish in time, right? Who helps you is immaterial.
Blaine, are you going to fuck this up?
I'm afraid he's gonna fuck this up.
It's good enough. The roof is patched. That doesn't work, Blaine. It needs to be rebuilt. No, but the hole's covered.
I'm afraid. I am genuinely afraid.
And her going, I am really used to this behavior. I'm used to things going bad. You telling me that they went bad, but it wasn't my fault. I'm here for you.
It's always somebody else's fault.
It's always someone else's fault, and I'm the only one in the world who cares about you.
Yes.
So if you've done something to hurt me, it's your fault, and I'm being reasonable.
Yes.
But if you've been hurt by someone else, it's their bad, they're stupid, I'm the one that sees the real value in you and I support you. Okay, that is what this relationship narrative is to me. Again, we are digging in really hard to what I am familiar with as being really abusive behaviors.
Yes.
And again, these are how I'm interpreting it. And again, there's nothing wrong with writing this, but I'm trying to just figure out, again, what this adds to the reader. What is the enjoyment level here?
It's drama.
I guess, but I was going to say, but the thing is for me, this is so uncomfortable because it's going, Lily is hurt. Lily is very sensitive, damaged person based on everything she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason she does her inappropriate outburst with Luke of going, you're stinky or yeah, you are stupid or whatever, is because she has low social skills because she's trying so hard to grasp at something that might work. And she doesn't really know what she's doing in a lot of ways because anytime she feels brave, she's going, I'll try something. And it's always wrong, essentially.
Yeah.
So she really doesn't even know what to choose. A lot of it, even in enthusiasm, feels like panicking, as much as I've shit on her for shitting on him. I say, and there's this level of him, again, specifically going, when you say, I don't want you, that language piece we pointed out about 3 or 4 episodes ago when Karen was here, of going, no, I'm being reasonable. Is it not rational? No one can change. You moving to California and doing all of this wasn't changing. And she goes, oh, I'm being unreasonable because of course this is reasonable. And now he's going, no, they're being unreasonable. You're being reasonable. It's you and me against the world.
Honestly, I have to say, for a also app game in regards to, you know, a match 3 game, if this is the narrative they're gonna go with in regards to an abusive, manipulative asshole, dude, props and points to you, because this particular idea is incredibly dark. The fact also that they've kept up with this has really been several episodes of us interacting with this, and Blaine still hasn't gone away. That's actually, I think it's impressive. And it hasn't been dropped, which again is still neat. Now, what's bothered me is that it feels like it's kind of come out of nowhere. But that's because some of it feels very drama of the week kind of thing. But that's a thing that I feel like sometimes these stories struggle with quite often. So
excellent recognition there. I will say that them digging into this dark of subject matter, and again, they have touched on a couple of other pretty serious subjects here and there, is impressive. And the fact that they're going to actually show some level of what it looks like directly to be manipulated by your past abuser, holy crap, like props to them. That is a deep thing, a dark thing to dig into.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Blaine.
Let's get to work, Lily Bear.
Please don't call me that.
All right.
Well.
Awesome. Well, thank us, you guys, very much actually for being here. Thank us.
Thank us.
Thank God for us.
I say thank God for Jim. Oh.
Thank God for Jim. It's true. Thank you very much, though, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, please feel free to share our videos with somebody, even if it's just to share them, to have a good time with them, to start a conversation, whatever it might be.
Yes.
Because that's what we're here for. Ooh. Other than that, though, if you'd also like to support us more directly, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. And other than that, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!